Come to Reacting with your ticket to mastering React.js and Node.js, organized by the Computer Society of the University of Japan. So we are thrilled to have each of you here as we embark on this coding adventure. Get ready to explore the world of web development, hone your skills, and discover new possibilities. Let's dive in and make the most of this learning journey together. We are delighted to introduce Ms. Thanaruby Nanthagopal, a seasoned professional with a diverse background in software development and design. With a first-class honors degree in computing from the University of Portsmouth, Ms. Thanaruby brings a wealth of experience to the table. She's serving as a senior software engineer at Appspotr, specializing in React Native and TypeScript, and has contributed significantly to various projects. Her tenure as a UI engineer to Click Connector showcased her talent in developing intricate chat widgets and seamlessly integrating components with backend systems. In addition to her professional roles, Ms. Thanaruby has freelanced with Atlanta Realtors, designing and developing captivating web applications. Her journey underscores her adaptability and commitment to excellence, making her a valuable addition to any team. Please join us in welcoming Ms. Thanaruby Nanthagopal to our session, where her insights and expertise will undoubtedly inspire us all. And the stage is yours, ma'am.
Thank you for that. I'm Thanaruby Nanthagopal, a software developer. This course is designed to develop a starter project. So this course is a 10-hour project, 10-hour series divided into 10. So we are going to have 10 sessions. And we are going to develop to-do app from 5th session. Before that, what we are going to do is we are going to learn and try out the basics needed for that startup project. We are not really going to dive into all the aspects and functionalities of React. We are going to focus on what is needed for a startup project. So today, I'll share my screen now. I've noted down what we are going to cover today. So we are going to look into why React and some concepts of React. And we are going to set up our mission for development. And also, we are going to look into some extensions for our IDE and shortcuts to make our development fast. And we are going to develop a base app. And also, we are going to look into JavaScript basics that are needed to develop our app. Then we are going to create a component and look into how to add a library. This is today's, we are going to look into today. So I'll start by asking you all, while there are many languages available, why did you choose React to develop your project? Can someone answer me? You can hear me, right? Hello? You can hear me, right?
Oh. Yeah, madam, you're audible.
Okay. Yeah. Can someone answer me? Why did you choose React? I want some answer. How many people are there? 64 people are there. I want some answer. Okay, I'll go with it. React has a rich ecosystem. That means, say, if you learn React now, you can easily learn React Native and code for mobiles, and also you can learn React VR and code for virtual reality devices. So it has a rich ecosystem, and also the learning curve is very steep. You can easily learn, and also starting with a base project is very easy because we have commands like Vite and create React app. Someone actually has asked about Vite, but today we are going to use the command create React app to create our base system. At the end of the session, if we have time, we'll look into it because create React app is commonly used. And that is also a reason. And also, we have a lot of libraries available online. Say, I want to add a calendar library or image gallery library or diagram, any component to my project. What I can do is I can search here. And I can get libraries. I don't really need to start from the scratch. I just can search, and there are a lot of libraries available here in npm.js. So I can choose and add that library to my project. That means fast development. So that is also a reason. And say I come across some issues when I am developing my system, then I get a lot of support from online. Of course, Stack Overflow helps a lot. And that is the reason normally starters learn React. And also it's easy for them to learn JavaScript and CSS, HTML, those things at the beginning. So with that, they can easily learn React. And fast development, of course, because of these libraries. And also React supports hot reload. That means developers can code interactively and also see the changes instantly. That is also a reason for it. And of course, dynamic and responsive UIs. React apps reload seamlessly without refreshers. So it gives a smooth and interactive experience that users get engaged to the app. That is because it is SPA. Can someone tell me what is SPA? Single page application. What is single page application? Hello, people. Okay. Single page application means, say, I want to go to two pages called home page and about us page. In traditional way, what my browser will do is, sorry, it will request the server 2 times. So 2 reloads. But in React, what happens is our browser requests the server only 1 time. So, and the second page will load dynamically. So that gives a smooth experience. And React has a component-based architecture. What that means is, say I'll go to some site. Okay, here. Say I want to develop this in React, then I can create a component called download component and include all the designs and functionalities needed for this component inside this section inside download component and link component and include all the designs and functionality needed for this section and a header component and do likewise and create a parent component name in information and include all the child components inside that. That means my code will be modular. So that is easy to maintain and manageable. If you don't understand what is a component is, we'll be coding that. So then you'll understand what is that. And okay, and React suppose unidirectional data flow. That means we have this parent component and child components, right? The data or details will flow only one way from parent component to child component, not the other way. That makes our code very predictable and is easy to debug. If these concepts are not really very understandable, don't worry, because when we develop a system, you'll understand everything. And if anything is unclear, please ask me. And also, even you can ask doubts in Tamil too. I want some participation. Everyone is silent. Now let us look into setting up our machine for development. First, we need Node. For that, we can go to this site. They have given us this LTS version and current. LTS is recommended version. So you can download this. You can even download the other versions like 18 or 16, that is okay. But it's better to download the very latest version. And VS Code. In industry, we use, for React, we normally use WebStorm or VS Code. VS Code is free one. So let us use VS Code for this course. So you can go here and that will normally identify your machine and give file needed. So you can go here and download and install. I'm actually sharing this doc with you all. So next time when you are coming on Sunday, please set up your environment. And we are going to try out this little component today. If you could try out that too, it will be helpful for you guys. Then we can code together. In that case, it will be very helpful for you to develop your system. You can ask doubts too. So I'll share this with you all. And we are going to look into, I have already installed them, VS Code and Node in my system. So we look into some extensions in VS Code and also some shortcuts. But before that, we are going to create a base app. For that, in terminal, or if in Windows, it is called, what the terminal is called in Windows. Someone please help me. Hello?
Command prompt.
Command prompt. Okay. Thank you. So you open your command prompt and you have to type npx create react app and your project name and a template TypeScript. I'll explain you what these things mean. Now I'm going to check my node version in my system. So give me a second. So node, this checks my node version. So version 20.11 is installed in my machine. So I'm going to use npx create react app and the name for my project to do app, and I'm going to add template TypeScript. So I'll explain what these things are. We have downloaded Node, right? With Node, we'll get something called npx and npm, and also yarn tool. What npm means is, abbreviation is Node Package Manager. I told you, right? We have packages available online, so we can add them and use them in our project. So to manage them, npm is used. And then npx is Node Package Executor. To execute commands like create react app, we use that. And what is template TypeScript? TypeScript is an object-oriented version of JavaScript. That is also the syntax and all are almost same, but it has more supported types. So we normally use TypeScript in React. We can, if we didn't write this template TypeScript, our React app will be created in JavaScript. It is better to use TypeScript, so I use TypeScript here. And yeah, our base project is created now. Traditionally, what happens is, like before days, they used to set up all the needed files and dependencies manually. But after this create react app command, this itself will create all the files needed, all the dependencies needed, like automatically for us, and we can start coding our app. We don't need to really spend time on very basic things. So, okay, this itself give me the commands. So I have to go inside that cd is change directory. So I'm going inside this directory and npm, and also there is a thing called yarn. Yarn is also a Node Package Manager that is relatively new. So we'll use yarn for this project. So I'm going to, I can enter yarn start. What that will do is, it will open my app in the browser. So this is my app. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to open VS Code. If I want to open VS Code from my terminal command prompt, I can type code space dot, then what will happen is VS Code will open with this file opened. So here I am. I think I've opened 2 times. I'll close it. Yeah. This is a second. Okay. Okay. In VS Code also there is a integrated terminal. I can use that too. So I'm going to open that. In Mac, it's control backtick. So the terminal is opened, or else if it is Windows, that is also control backtick. So I'll explain what are these files. I'm going to close this terminal and use the terminal there because I can do the work in that screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enter yarn start here. So okay, it got started. And now I'm going to explain what are these files. All these are automatically created for us. So we'll look into it. This node modules folder, the dependencies we need for our project. That means, say, if I am adding this calendar component for my project, calendar library for my project, then there is the that library will be added to my project that will be inside this node modules. When we are downloading our project from some other place, we normally don't get node modules. So I'll just delete it. Here we are getting an error because we don't have any node modules. So what we normally do is when we are downloading a project from outside, we enter command called yarn. Or even npm install is also okay. Both the command I used. If I enter yarn, it will download all the dependencies. The folder is created now. And all the dependencies inside this folder. And this public folder is the one which is visible to our browser. This index.html is the one visible to my browser. Let me check it here. If I inspect and go here, this exact code is there. So what React does is, we'll go into this folder, index.tsx. What React does is, it checks for the element with ID called root and puts my app files inside that. So where is that element? Here, root. Okay, with ID called root. And root. Okay, it's here. what it does is it puts my project inside this div element. So these all are files which are visible to my browser. These two images and these things are SEO related. And this source folder is the one where I'm going to work. So we'll come at the end for this folder. Before that, we'll go look through the other ones. Gitignore is something related to version control system. We are not going to use it, so we can ignore it. And package.json is an important file. This is where our dependencies are listed. If I'm going to add a calendar library, that will be listed under this dependencies here. So if I don't have this node module folder, or else I'm adding a new library, so that is not added to node module folder. When I give the command yarn, what happens is it checks here and download all that is listed here to this folder. So I get all the libraries here. And readme, this is TypeScript config. This is created when I enter yarn a command. So we'll look into our project folder. This is source folder. So this is the very start file. What is happening here? So I'll start explaining from here. If we are going to get some libraries which are installed, we'll use the command import. And this is the name they have used in their library to export it. So with that name, and this is library name. That is how we are going to import all the needed library. And this is, we have imported CSS, which is here. And app, we have imported this file. And this file is created to tell my browser to report all the, if there is any error, to report it in my browser. So this is that file. And okay, how can I minimize this Zoom thing? Give me a second. Okay. So we'll look into the other line. React DOM is a library that actually renders, that helps to render my code inside that root element. So these are the code related to that. We don't really want to understand those codes because we are not really going to use them, these codes. All we are going to do is work inside this page. So what is this React strict mode is, if we remove it, the browser will not show us errors. So for that, and what this is, it is a component. We'll look into what is a component. Okay. React is built with components. Every part of the code are components. So we can create components by, we have types of components: functional component, class component, something called HOC, high order component. But for our project, if we know functional component, that is enough. We can use this function name, brackets, and curly brackets, or else we can also use the arrow function. Say const app equal. This will also give the same result for us. So I'll start the project again. It will also give the same. So I'll reverse it. Now I'm going to look into, okay, TypeScript JSX. What is JSX? Can anybody tell me what is the language used here in my app? Okay, someone has asked some questions. Give me a second. Command prompt, yeah, someone has answered mine.
Excuse me, ma'am. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem.
There was a question saying like if we type hyphen template TypeScript, will it create a JavaScript file?
No, it is create TypeScript files. Yeah, I'll explain that. Here, when you see the files extensions are TSX, right? That is, those are TypeScript files. If I don't add that hyphen template TypeScript, what will happen is the same files will be created with the extension JSX. That is the different, because TypeScript supports more typings. We normally use TypeScript because it's safe, makes our debugging easy. So we use TypeScript.
All right, ma'am. Thanks. And there's another request from another participant as a direct message. The thing is, they wanted to increase the font size a little bit.
Okay, sure. Boot settings. Font size. Is it okay?
Yeah, ma'am. Thanks.
Okay, yeah. So, can someone tell me what is the language used here? It actually looks like HTML, but it is not. This is something called JSX. I'll tell you what is JSX. These files are, even if it says TSX, it is something similar to JavaScript. So we can't actually write HTML code straightly inside a TypeScript file. If we have to do write HTML code, what we have to do inside React is, we will do something like this: React dot create element, and give what's the element we want to create. Say I want to create a div, and I'll give the properties needed. If I don't want to pass, I can just put curly braces, and what I'm going to pass inside. I'm going to put a text inside that. So test. So what this will do is, this will create a div and put test inside that. If we, yeah, this is what React.create element will do, div and this thing. So okay. So what is this? This is something called JSX. What JSX does is, it looks very similar to HTML, but we have a compiler called Babel in our React project, which is already added by our command create React app. So what that will do is, that will convert this into these commands into JavaScript. So it will run inside types inside React. We'll just check what is that. Yeah, this is only integrated with our project. So say I'm creating I'm writing a div. This is my JSX code. So what Babel does is, it will take this code and turn something like this, create a React.create element div, and I didn't put anything inside. So div, and okay, the width is not enough. It turns this code into React JavaScript code like this. So that is what happening here. This is not HTML, this is JSX, but you don't really need to learn JSX separately, because it is exactly like HTML. So we have looked into this. Now we'll look into shortcuts and extensions. I'm using these shortcuts to like do the works very quickly. If you also could practice this shortcuts, download your IDE and practice it. It will help you a lot when you're developing a system. To open a terminal, it's control backtick and comment something. Say I'm going to comment it out this line, command slash or control slash to undo, command Z or control Z, and search a file, this thing, command F or control F in Windows, and you can replace it here. And if I want to search something in all of my project, what I can do is command shift F, or else I can come here and click it and search here. Say I want to find something like say edit and code, then it will point it out, so I can open that file. Or else if I want to search files by file name, then I'll go with command P or control P, then I can search with file name. And if I want to search any command, what I'll do is command shift P O. It is okay. I didn't put that. Okay. Command shift P in Mac. I'm not really sure what is in window. So, or else you can even enter command P and enter greater than. So you can search for commands here. And what else? Yeah, copy line and bring up. Yeah, this is you will use it frequently. Say I'm writing a line here. Const x equals x. So I want to write something similar. So what I'll do is shift up and down. It will copy the line. So I can just write y and edit my code. Or else say I want to bring this line. Okay, bring this line down, then often like down arrow, up arrow, then I can bring it down, and so these shortcuts will actually help you to make it quick. So please go through them. And yeah, extensions. Here in VS Code, there are extensions you can download. I have given you 4 extensions which will help you a lot in development. So we'll look into each and everything what it does. So console log. Okay, this is console log. I have already installed it. What it does is, say I'm writing a variable here, const test equals test, and I want to see the value of this in my console before I run my project for some reason to debug or anything. Then what I will do is I'll write console dot log and test. In this way, I can see that in my console. To make it fast, I can just click on it, Option F. Then I can create this line down, so I can check this in my console. So that makes that process very quick, and also I can change the keyboard shortcut here, settings and keyboard shortcut. If I search for console log, I have added option and L here. You can change whatever the keys you want to make it easier for you. This helps for that. And prettier code formatter. Okay, this is installed. I'll just disable and show you why it is uninstall. Okay. So I'm just typing code, and I'm typing code something like this. And I'm saving. Control S or Command S is for save, so I'm saving it. It is not at all neat. So why this extension helps is if I install it and go to file settings. Code settings, things. Okay, text editor, formatting. It is also already clicked here. If I check on format on save, what happens is I'm clicking Command S now. This makes my code very neat. So that helps me a lot in development. So install that extension too. And ESLint. This is also installed. What I'm going to do is, okay, I've removed it. Now, I'm writing something in my IDE. Okay, it's now my terminal is giving me error, but my IDE is not indicating me anything. So if I give me a second. Install. If I install it, it will give me the errors. It shows me, it gives me error test is assigned a value but never used. And here, assignment function and instead of so an expression. So these are errors. So I can, when I am coding that time itself, I can identify the errors. So that is very useful. And also this one. Okay. What this does is, I'll go here and add another file to my project, new file. Okay, test snippet dot tsx, and if I use this command or this command, I'm using ref React arrow function export component. If I just use it, I'll get the base code, the boiler code for my component. I don't need to write everything. So this is easier to write. Install, add that too. And yeah, in our component, we have seen the import statements. Here, we are importing with a name because here we have exported like export default. There are two types of export. One is default export and the other one is named export. So if I use RAFCE, it will create a default export component or RAFC, then it will give a named export. We'll tell you what is default export and named export. If you use this this command default use like this export default tab, then you can use this name and import it here. Or else even if you use some other name, say I'm using test app test and using this here, this will also work because from this file only this component is exported as the default component. So if I import it here without any curly braces, that default export component will be here. So we can, the same thing is here, so no change. I'll undo it. What is named export? If this is not a default export, but it's a named export. So I'll try to import it, this component from our start page. Oh, yeah, there are. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to import test snippet in my index.tsx. So I'm going to copy this option shift down and test snippet from test snippet. If I'm going to copy this and paste it. If I use like this, it will give me an error here in my terminal because I have to export named components with curly brackets. So now the array is gone. So I can see the other component. Okay, it's here, it's hidden here because the height of the other component is 100%. So other named export also is visible in the down section. So that is named export, and we have looked into that. Now we'll look into JavaScript basics. So variable declaration. We can declare variables in two ways, constant and let. Const is to declare the variables which can't be changed in the later section. If I give let, then I can change it later. So this is possible if I use the keyword let. Then data types. In JavaScript, there are two groups of data, that is value type or reference type. Value or primitive type means very basic data types that are, number, string, or Boolean. Can someone give me some of the data types? Okay, where is that? Can someone help me with data types? Primitive data types? Okay. The very base data types like string and Boolean and also null. There is a data type called null, undefined. Those are value types. And object, function, array, those are reference type. I'll declare some variables here. Const string data type equals string, and I'll copy down num data type equals free. When I'm declaring a variable, I can give the type of the data like colon and string, colon and number, and yeah, it gives me this line because it is not used. For now, just omit it. Const bool val Boolean equals true. Const val equals undefined, and const null val equals null. In JavaScript, say if I'm using capital N for same name, but with capitals, that is also possible because it is case sensitive. There is a point to note, and we are going to look into reference types. These are very simple values. Reference type are kind of complex values. So those are, we'll start with object. Object is something like construct object val equals, it starts with curly brackets, and inside that I'm going to give test number equals 3 and test string equal test and okay, this is how the object variable is going to be. It will contain a lot of values inside. This is more complex than value type. This is object, and array is something, a list of objects. Sorry, not object, list of anything. I'll give some examples. Const array object, and I can write the same thing inside a box bracket. We are going to write a list. I'm going to paste the same thing with commas. So this array has 3 objects. I can even write a string array or number array. So const array number equals to, I can write 1, 2, 3. This is also possible. This is array type. And functions, we already have looked at. This one is a function. Function will look like something like const. We can use the function keyword, or else we can write array functions. What is array function is just the way we write it. I'm going to write array function because we normally use array function in our program. So const array function equals, we have to write a function with brackets, and this is how the array function syntax is going to be. So an array and a curly braces. Inside curly braces, I can write anything. For now, I'm going to leave it empty. I can do that too. So this is a function type, and date. We have another type called date. So if I want to create a date, what I have to write is say const today date equals to new date. This will give me today's date. I'll just console log and see what is inside this variable. Optional. So okay, I'm going to copy this and okay. Okay, today date, Friday, this is GMT format. This is called a GMT format. So it has given the today's date. We can manipulate this date, like format it. It is given in this format. We can use different formats. Normally in industry, we use a library called Moment. I'll go there. Okay. I can find it here too. Here. This is the library. So I'm just going to add this library to my project to manipulate this date. So what I'm going to do is to add the library. Normally, they'll have given us the commands needed to add. Okay, here documentation is here. So using Moment, yeah, they have they are giving npm command here, but we can use as I said npm node package manager to install it, and also we can use yarn. Yarn is also something like npm. I'm going to use yarn. So I'm going to exit from here. For that, it is Control C. I think I have a note that in here. Please note that that is Control C to exit from running our project. So I'm going to add that library, that is yarn add moment. So this will add this library inside this folder, and also add the name of the library here. It's added here. So 14 seconds ago. So I have added this library. Now I can use that library. So I'm going to import it. Import moment. Okay, it has given it. So yeah. Can you repeat the question? Okay, so here moment, I'm going to use the moment here. I'll use moment and check what is inside this. So here, and I didn't start the project yet. Yarn. Okay. Refreshing. Okay. This is the object inside that moment. If I want to print different some format of date, what I can do is dot format. These things are actually given in the library documentation. If you go and check it here, or else even if you go to their site and check it, they have given how to manipulate the date formats and all. So let me just copy this, and to get the today's date, I'll use this. I'll copy this. So that will give me Friday. Likewise, I can manipulate dates to print that in my project. So that is date format. And that's about data types. We'll look into what is conditional statement. That is, yeah. And I want to ask you, it is more than 1 hour now. Do you guys want me to continue, or else what should I do? I'll continue, right? Okay, I'll continue. So if else statement. Okay. I have this variable, and I'm going to copy this and put 2 and copy this, and I'm going to open something called flight card. This one I'm using to easily copy the things. You can also even use install it in your Mac or Windows. So I'm using it. What I can do with that is I can copy this and copy this. I have to copy multiple things at the same time. If this equals to this thing, then do something. I can give a command here. If not, do something that I'll give inside else. This is if else statement, and these things are called operators. if I'm going to compare something, say if I'm going to check whether one variable is equals to other variable, or one variable is greater than another variable, for those things I'll use greater than or less than. Double equal is called equal, and triple equal is called strict equals. Say, what is the example I can give? With object I can give. Say I have an object called const test object 1 equals number 1, and test object 2 equals number 1. Are these two objects same? Can someone tell me the answer? Are these two objects same? If I give double equals, what will be the answer? Yeah, no, someone have told me the answer no. Because these are objects. Objects are reference types. So both of those objects are not same. To check whether it is exact same, we use triple equal, and of course my ID will give me error if I write double equal, because it is happy only if I use like exact equal. So that is operators. I'll explain what is comparison operator. These are comparison operators. What is ternary operator, and I'll come to that. Give me a second. I'm going to delete all these. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these things, and okay. Ternary operator is to write some conditional statement inside our JSX. We use ternary operators. This is frequently used in our code. So to use variables inside JSX, we normally use curly brackets. Say I want to print this thing inside my JSX. This is how I used it. I'll use it. I'll open curly brackets and put the name and end the curly bracket. So if I check it, okay, string. This is what is written there. So that is coming here. Now I want to write conditionally, something conditionally inside my JSX. If I want to write that outside, I can use if else, but I want to write that inside JSX. So what I can do is, I'm going to compare these two. If this is equal this thing, then a question mark and print something equal. Okay, I'll write equal. And for the else statement, it is colon and something, not equal. Okay, so we'll check it here. It is equal. So this part of the code is printed. This is neglected. So what is this mark? This is something called in JSX, this is fracture. To indicate fraction, we open a code like this and close it like that. Say I can use So div and close the div here. Say I don't want to use anything at all, any JavaScript code at all, any element at all. Then I can just use it without any element. So that is okay. This is JSX, and that is ternary operator, question mark, colon. Please remember that this will be very useful for you when you're coding. And give me a second. Okay. Today we'll look into JavaScript basics, and we'll stop with that. And tomorrow, when you're coming, please install and set up your machine and start with this base project. Sorry, not tomorrow, Sunday. So that Sunday 9 a.m. so that we can code this component together. So the other operators are O and null collation. We'll look into that. What is O is, say, in this object, I have two elements here. But there was an object called test bool, but now it is not there. But I'm thinking it is there and trying to print that here. Okay, test dot some xyz. So it is not there. Yeah, currently the terminal gives me error. What normally happens is I'll write question mark dot. In that case, what question mark means is, if it is there, just print it, something like that. In my code, it's a very simple code. So my terminal itself found that there is no XYZ in my object. So yeah, say it is a very complicated code and we don't know whether that XYZ object element is there or not. So what I'm going to do is I'll write it, but I'm not really sure whether that is not there or not. So what I'll do is I'll put an O operator. If that is not there, print something else. It is not there, something like that. That is O operator. If this is null or undefined or false, I can print something else. That is O operator, and there is the operator called null collation operator. If this is null or undefined, then it will print this part of the code, that is null collation. And yeah, Boolean number, we'll look into this thing and go here. So to check to change something into a Boolean, I'll use this function to change something into number, this to string this. ToString is also something like string, but what what's the difference between string and ToString is, if I give undefined inside this string, this will give me a text called undefined, but ToString, if I give undefined, it will throw me an error. That is the difference. So we'll just try out one or two things. So here, const, okay, bool equals to Boolean, and I'm going to no, not false. I'm going to test, and I'm going to print it here, optional. Okay, this still gives me error. I'll remove it, and Now, if I check it here, yeah, Boolean is true. There is some variable here, so it gives me true. I'm just changing this variable into Boolean value. Likewise, if I am using number and giving a text, if I am giving something inside like quotations, that is a text. So I'm giving some text inside this number. So that will give me a number value. We can't actually see the exact number value in our console. It is a number value. And if I give likewise, if I give a number and if I want to change that into string, then I can use string. And array methods, these things we'll very frequently use in our systems. We'll look into it at the next session. So today we'll wind up with this. Please try out these things, create a base project and run it in your machine so that you can try out with me next time. So yeah, so let us wind up with this. Thank you for sharing this much of time, and any comments, any doubt, anything you want to ask?
Hello, madam. I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. So in the app.tsx, so we are using the JSX. So in also the without creating the template of the TypeScript, we also using the extension also called JSX. So for that extension, we are also using the JSX as well. So is there any difference between the TSX and the JSX extension to write the code in the JSX in that syntax?
Okay. Yeah, you're talking about, you're asking about JSX and TSX. We can even write, we have JavaScript, right? If we want to write JSX in JavaScript, we normally use the extension JSX. What is TSX is, it supports more typings. It is a TypeScript version where we can write JSX. Because it is better than JSX, so we are using TSX to our project. If I am using app.ts, in that case, I can't use JSX inside my code. Because of I'm using the extension TSX only, I'm able to use JSX inside my code. Is that clear?
Yeah, and also the let's take a JSX, and if it this code, I will the file name called the app.jsx. This is also working with the file. I mean without the typecasting things, with the typing things. Is it the same code also? Is some want to make some sort of a difference?
Sorry, I didn't catch the question.
Basically we are writing this JSX code, in the app.tsx, so we are writing this JSX code. So when we are copy paste these things into the normal without creating the template React applications, we are copy paste this code into that project. Okay, we is working as a normal one, or we want to change anything for the specific for the JavaScript for that project?
Yeah, actually, because this is JSX, you have to, you should have set up something called Babel in your project, then only it will work, or else just a normal JSX or JS or TSX file will not work without the React. Because our base project is set up with all those setups, the React and Babel, it is working for us, or else it will not work.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Any other question? Someone have asked whether they can get a record of this session. I think the organizers has to answer that question.
Yes, ma'am. We'll share the recording with the participants.
Okay. I think now we can bind up. Thank you very much. And so you can take over, the organizers, you can take over.
Okay, is there any questions or doubts? I think there is no more. So with that, we came to the end of first session of this series, and we extend our deepest gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Ms. Thanaruby Nanthagopal, for sharing her expertise and insights with us today. Your contribution is invaluable, madam, and we are grateful for your time and dedication. And also a heartfelt thank you to the attendees for your enthusiastic participation in today's session, and your presence truly adds vibrancy and to our learning community. And also we would be sharing the today's session resources in the WhatsApp group, and it would be easy and convenient if you could set up the environment and practice and come before the next session on Sunday. And as we kickstart this session, remember that this is just the beginning of an incredible journey. We have many more exciting things lined up for the upcoming sessions. So stay tuned and keep the enthusiasm alive. Let's make every moment count and dive deep into the world of reacting with Node. Thank you all.